Coach Mooney, could you start with an update on Jason Roach and physically how's he doing and what did he do?
Yeah, he just had someone land on him, kind of in a rebound or loose ball play. And so he will have an MRI today. He walked fine and everything. When he got on the bus and the plane, everything, he seemed fine. But I think I think in terms of running and moving and cutting, we haven't had him do any of that today. So there's some discomfort there. We're going to hopefully do the MRI to rule some things out and then have more of an update when we have those results.
Jason Nelson's played some very good games, and he's played games that aren't as good. I wonder what your advice to him is as he goes into the last third of his season.
Well, I mean, you just have to, keep playing like everyone. It's very rare to have a freshman who doesn't experience the ups and downs of college basketball. It's such a huge jump. And there just are so many things that are harder and different and more challenging than you've ever had before. And so, and then, exacerbated by the fact that he's a point guard and he has so much responsibility and on both ends of the ball. So, I think just to keep playing, he's very coachable. Player. He's a talented player. He just has to keep playing. I think probably the biggest thing I tell guys is to trust their instincts. That a big part of the reason they're at this level is they have had good instincts in terms of their level of aggression. They're reading different things on offense and on defense. I think trust your instincts, and I think then keep working hard, trust your instincts, and things will work out well.
Do you share any Gilliard stories or Kevin Anderson stories, Kendall Anthony stories?
Just the fact that they certainly weren't the same player as a freshman that they are on all the highlights, and that it takes time and effort and energy to become a really, really good player. And even if you are talented and even if you are accustomed to success, it just takes time and energy and effort. And I think he understands that. Like, as I said, he's extremely coachable, smart player. And I think that, he just needs to stay with it.
Dayton's a tough place to play for anybody. It's been particularly hard for the Spiders since the Spiders joined the A-10. Is it the crowd that creates the environment, or the Flyers, who are generally very good?
Yeah, I would say the team and the players. We had a really good game when Chandre and TJ were here. They were ranked. Archie was the coach, and I think we had a shot at the buzzer to tie. I think the team with Kevin and Justin, we won there. And Brian was the coach. And we've had some longer days, but I think mainly it's because, their talent level is always high. I think they'll probably be good next year and in 20 years. And then also the crowd is great. The atmosphere is terrific. It's part of the reason you want to play college basketball, for the opportunity to play at a place like this against a very talented team. And it's exciting and you have to try to capitalize on that feeling.
Are you concerned about the Spiders' confidence level given the last two games?
No, I'm not. Last night was, I don't know, I guess the final margin was 9, but, we had, I think it was a 2-point game, tie game, all the way up to the last minute and a half or 2 minutes of the game. So, no, I think that obviously you can build more confidence winning in the result of the game. But we did a lot of really good things last night offensively. And so I think I'm not worried about that. And I trust that our guys, especially older guys, are steady and have an understanding of the long season and how to try to make the breaks go your way as we come down the stretch.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does the unpredictability of this conference this year lend itself to any optimism for your players anyway? I know you have to take every game individually, but the fact that they can see anybody beat anybody on any given night, Does that creep into their preparation at all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the league isn't as predictable as it has been some years, and teams have won that you're surprised to see the result. So yeah, I think so, and I think it's also college basketball. UMass last night had not been a very good three-point shooting team. Their leading three-point shooter was out, and they made 11 three-point shots. So there's an unpredictability about it that you have to you can't control whether the ball goes in or out, but you can really try to control many other things that lead up to that. And hopefully, with our effort, and being aware that hey, anything can happen. The next play, the next week, all of those things keeps you really focused.
Have you found a way to explain, even just to your own players, how last night's game was so counter to the way your season has gone this year? You guys scored 78 points or whatever it was, but then the defense had its issues, which has been the reverse of what you've done all year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something, obviously the coaches, and we've talked about it, last night and all this morning about, that hadn't been the case. Now some of it, if a team shoots well, you have to look at what part of your responsibility is there. Were you softer on the ball? Could you have been more aggressive? Were you daring them to shoot? Those kinds of things. And I don't necessarily think those things are accurate. But I don't think it's just they shot well, so that's too bad. You have to do some things to make them less comfortable. The first two plays of the game, they made threes that were in rhythm and easier, and I think they were the easiest threes that they made. But you can't give that away early in the game. You can't let guys find their rhythm, and it feels good. And so, our defense has really been very, very good, and I believe it is good. And last night, I think because of that shooting and because of the aggressiveness, whether it was because they shot well and they were more aggressive, or they were aggressive and therefore they shot well, I think that was a bit of a setback for us.
This year's, in particular, Dayton team, how similar are they? I don't know how many starters they have back. I'm assuming they have most of their guys back that you faced last year. Are they similar? Have you seen where they have grown up a little or progressed a little from the freshmen that mostly played last year?
Yeah, I would say they're very similar. Now, Malachi Smith has been out for much of the year, but he's played the last two games. And when he's in there, they're very, very similar. It's just about all the same guys. Holmes has just taken an incredible leap. He's an incredibly talented player. His size, agility, ability to score, run, defend, he's just taken a really significant leap, and he's a great player. I would say, Kamara is more aggressive, and then their cast of players is similar, talented, and very good. And I think they've battled some injuries this year, and I think that's probably hurt them, of course, like it does every team. But the biggest difference probably is the jump that Holmes has taken.